One of the most important things that developers forget is to close the connection with the server. Whenever you have made a request, you need to close the connection with server because this is considered one of the best practices. It's very, very important to do that. If you really want to become a professional developer, you need to follow best practices. So here, after we have made the request and after we have checked whether the request was successful or we had a failure message, we need to close the connection with the server. And to close the connection with the server, PHP provides us with a very easy message, with a very easy function to do that. And that function is called curl underscore close. This function, if you check this function, it's going to tell you that this function closes the curl session. So this is very, very important. You might be wondering what will happen if I don't use this function. Well, if you don't use this function, the connection will continue to exist with the server, and you wouldn't want to do that. And also, you aren't following best practices, and this is not professional. If you want to become a professional, then you need to follow best practices. So here, what we need to pass is that we need to pass the ch, which is again, this is the most important variable in this script, which is the curl or curl init, the function that initiated the request. So this function again must be called at the end, usually at the end of the script. So make sure that you add this code. This is very, very important, and you need to know that many developers, I think like 90% of developers forget to call this function at the end of the script. Many developers don't follow best practices. They just want to get the job done and that's it. But this is not on the long term. On the short term, it's fine, but on the long run, it is important to follow best practices. So again, this function is just going to close the connection with the server with this service. So you need to add it again at the end of the script. And finally, click on File and then Save All to make sure that everything will be saved.